Good evening, I'm Bo Williams, and welcome to the 7. Let's get a look at the Big 7 stories right now. And topping the list for us tonight, remembering a tragedy, still shocking and still relevant 7 years later. As of today, that's the time gone by since the 2016 Sevier County wildfires. A dry fall season then, like now, saw wildfires popping up around the area, one in particular burning high in the Smokies at the chimney tops over the Thanksgiving holiday. Strong winds blew through the area, sending embers flying from those higher elevations to neighboring ridge tops. The winds also pushing over trees, down power lines, sparked or left areas cut off from warnings. Soon, it seemed flames were everywhere before an overnight rain quenched them. In the aftermath, tragedy. 14 lives lost, more than 2,400 buildings burned or damaged, and damage is estimated at over $1 billion. Plus, the area and its tourists, well, a tourist-driven economy had to convince visitors around the region that there was still something to see and enjoy after the fire. Now, today we visited with the owner of the Alamo Steakhouse, one of those businesses that burned, and we spoke with Mayor Larry Waters about the memories, the healing, and the lessons coming out of what's now a moment in history.
We have tried to take that and learn from it, and I think we have. Our emergency personnel showed great courage and showed that they were prepared for the events that happened just recently.
Didn't realize it was the anniversary until you called me today, which I think probably shows how much closure there is. Again, we only lost a building though, so that is probably not true for folks who actually lost a loved one, but since we lost just a building, it does feel like it's sort of, it both feels like more than 7 years and less than 7 years. I can't quite explain that.
The Alamo Steakhouse did reopen, welcoming diners back in late 2017. And just this year, we saw the 2016 Wildfires Memorial and Tribute Plaza at Minot Park in Gatlinburg completed and dedicated. They are meant to help remember those who lost their lives and to also pay tribute to all of the first responders. Well, today, 7 years later, another dry November has kept people on edge around Sevier County and beyond. The burn ban in Sevier County has now been extended to Wednesday. City and county officials met yesterday to review current conditions and forecasts and expect to lift the burn tomorrow. Of course, we'll let you know if they do. Another big story tonight, answers about a fatal hit and run. The crash happening early yesterday morning. This afternoon, we managed to get our hands on the Sheriff's Office report. Knox County deputies getting the call around 2 in the morning about a wreck on Lovell Road at the intersection with Outlet Drive. Now, according to the report, a motorcyclist was stopped at the red light when deputies believe a pickup hit the bike from behind. The man on the motorcycle, Raimundo Salinas, was killed. The crash report also claims a witness heard the crash, saw the driver of the truck get out and look around, then get back into his truck and drive away. Deputies say they found the truck abandoned on Gilbert Road. They managed to track down the driver at his home, identifying him as Donald Bowman. The report shows that Bowman was given a blood test and charges are pending. A big story coming to us from Knoxville police, sharing answers about an overnight chase and arrest. KPD saying officers heard gunshots around 2 a.m. along Merchant Drive, with witnesses telling them the driver of a pickup had been firing shots from the parking lot of a restaurant. Officers tried to stop the truck. KPD says the driver refused. Officers then chased the truck before it pulled over at the Inskip ball fields. There, police say they were able to arrest Brandon Reese. KPD describing him as having multiple felony convictions on his records. The department also saying officers found a handgun in Reese's truck. Reese has now been charged with felony reckless endangerment and felony evading arrest. Our Big 7 at 7 list moves along now with a family sharing their grief. They're going through a painful loss. The death of Curtis Lawrence, hit and killed by a car last Monday while crossing Western Avenue. Lawrence was taken to UT Medical Center, where he was later pronounced dead. Audrey Lawrence, Curtis's younger sister, tells us her family's still trying to cope with the loss. Audrey describes Lawrence as kind-hearted and someone who loved to walk and read.
He was like his pictures. He was just a ray of sunshine. Every time you seen him, he had a big smile on his face. His heart was just so big. He would do anything for anybody.
Audrey says her brother was one of 8. According to Knoxville police, the driver of the SUV stayed at the scene and has not been charged. They are, though, still investigating. What could be a landmark change for education in Tennessee? Making our Big 7 list for you tonight, Governor Bill Lee rolling out a plan that could eventually expand the state school voucher program to all 95 counties. The school voucher program gives families taxpayer money to send their child to private school or homeschool. Now, Tennessee has been trying the concept as a pilot program for Nashville and Memphis. In 2019, Representative Jason Zachary broke a deadlock on the issue, securing an agreement to keep Knox County out of the program in exchange for his yes vote. Lawmakers expanded it to Hamilton County earlier this year. Well, in Governor Lee's plan, up to about 20,000 students would receive just over $7,000 to attend any private school in Tennessee in the 2024-25 school year. In the following school year, eligibility would expand to every student throughout the state.
Parents want to have an option for their kids. We've seen that there is a groundswell across the country. 9 states so far have implemented universal school choice.
We had the money to invest in more programs, more tutoring opportunities, more after-school programs, more rehabilitation programs, more conflict resolution programs for children. But we're giving that money, that taxpayer money, to private institutions who have no accountability to that money.
You just heard from State Senator London Lamar, one of the Tennessee Democrats pushing back today, arguing in part that the voucher amount often will not cover the full cost of private school tuition. So they argue vouchers would only help people who can already afford it. Round out the Big 7 list with a big investment here in Knoxville. It's almost $40 million Axle Logistics is putting into its new headquarters on North Central Street. The expansion is expected to happen over the next 5 years and will almost triple the number of employees Axle Logistics has in Tennessee. The additional space and staff will enable the company better to manage its ongoing growth since its establishment in 2012.
We're really focused on helping to attract and retain top talent from all over the nation right here to East Tennessee, and this project is going to be a really big piece of that. Our founders are Knoxville natives, and it was important to them, and really at the core of the vision was always to put down roots here and bring jobs and opportunities to their hometown.
The expansion, by the way, also comes with an estimated 650 new jobs.